Hey everyone, and welcome. We hear about AI all the time, right? But what if its real superpower, the thing that's actually changing the game for businesses, is something that most of us don't even see? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on AI's secret weapon. Let's dive in.
First off, let me ask you something. You've been there, right? You're shopping online, you buy one thing, say a pair of running shoes, and for the next 2 weeks, the website just keeps trying to sell you more running shoes. It just feels clunky, it's not personal at all. Well, that little frustration right there, that's the exact problem that a whole new wave of AI is finally starting to solve.
And to really see what I mean, we're going to start by looking at an industry where getting recommendations right is absolutely everything: fashion.
So this image, which comes from a brand new research paper, just perfectly captures this shift. Look at the top row. That's the old way. It's rigid, it's just matching items based on simple rules. But now look at the bottom. That's the new AI. It's not just matching, it's acting like a personal stylist, actually understanding the context of the entire look.
So here's the core difference. The old models, they were basically stuck in the past. They were trained on these fixed, static data sets, so they couldn't really keep up with new trends or, your own evolving taste. But this new fashion LLM, well, it's dynamic. It thinks about the context. What's the occasion? What's your personal style? What have you bought before? It gets the why behind your choices, just like a real person would.
And you know what? The numbers don't lie. When the researchers actually tested this for accuracy, the new fashion LLM came out on top, beating all the older methods. So this isn't just a cool idea, it's measurably, demonstrably better at its job.
But honestly, this is where it gets really interesting. The researchers then tried to starve the models of data, giving them just a tiny fraction of what they'd normally use. And while the old models really struggled, the new fashion LLM was still surprisingly accurate. I mean, think about that for a second. The ability to learn from just a little bit of data is a massive advantage in a world that changes as fast as fashion does.
Okay, but let's be real. This whole breakthrough isn't just about helping you pick out a new shirt. The fashion example was just our starting point. Now, we're going to zoom out and see how this exact same idea is shaking up the entire economy.
To do that, we're shifting gears to our second source, a recent earnings call from the data intelligence giant NIQ, because they are taking this exact academic concept and turning it into a seriously powerful real-world business strategy.
When a CEO gets on a call with investors and says, "We are not simply participating in the AI revolution, we're leading it," you have to pay attention. This is where that cool idea from a research paper becomes a core part of a multi-billion-dollar company's strategy.
And the heart of that whole strategy is this concept of a data moat. Think of it like a protective barrier around the business. But it's not made of bricks and water, it's made of vast, private, and super hard-to-copy data. This is the big secret. The AI model itself is only half the story. The real, lasting advantage comes from the unique data you feed it.
And this quote from the CEO just nails the point perfectly. Sure, you can ask a general AI a general question, but try asking it something really specific and valuable, like who sold the most chocolate last month? It's going to stumble. Why? Because that kind of valuable, timely information isn't just floating around on the public internet. It's locked away in proprietary datasets.
And this is what a real data moat looks like. We're talking point-of-sale data from thousands of stores in over 90 countries, decades of consumer data tracking not just what people buy, but why, and tens of millions of tiny product details. This isn't just a lot of data. It's a treasure trove that is practically impossible for a competitor to build from scratch.
Okay, so we get it. They've got the smart AI, and they've got this impenetrable data moat. But so what? What does that actually mean for the business? Let's look at the payoff.
Well, they've built this whole arsenal of tools on top of their data moat. They've got their own AI engine called Nexique, a co-pilot named Ask Arthur that gets their clients' insights 40% faster, and even tools that are completely changing how new products get made.
And the results their clients are seeing are just incredible. A company as massive as Unilever used these tools and cut their product development time by 65%. That's a huge deal. It means getting new products on the shelf months and months ahead of the competition.
Or how about this one? Remember the launch of Jack and Coke in a can? Well, the company behind it, Brown-Forman, used NIQ's AI to get their launch strategy just right. The result? A 350% jump in sales. You can draw a straight, profitable line from that data moat to massive revenue.
And of course, all of that client success flows right back to NIQ's own performance.
In their last quarter, they posted really strong organic revenue growth of 5.8%. In today's market, that kind of growth tells you their strategy is absolutely winning.
But it's not just about getting bigger. It's about getting smarter and more efficient. Their profit margins expanded by 300 basis points. That's a full 3%. It shows their AI-first approach is making their own business leaner and a lot more profitable.
And finally, here's the ultimate sign of a healthy business: free cash flow. They generated over $224 million in cash in 1 quarter. This is the financial proof that the strategy of combining next-gen AI with a deep proprietary data moat isn't just powerful, it's incredibly profitable.
So when we put all these pieces together, what does it really tell us about where things are headed? Let's wrap it all up.
The single biggest takeaway here is actually pretty simple, but it is so important. The true lasting power of AI in the business world isn't just about having the fanciest algorithm. It's about having the unique, high-quality data that fuels it. You see, the model is the engine, for sure, but the proprietary data, that's the high-octane fuel that lets you lap the competition.
And that leaves us with one final question to think about, a question for you. It doesn't matter if you're in fashion, or finance, or manufacturing, this principle is the same everywhere. So take a look at your own field and ask yourself, what's the hidden data moat? What's that hard-to-replicate data that no one else has? Because whoever figures that out and builds a moat around it, they won't just be participating in the AI revolution, they'll be the ones leading it. Thanks for tuning in.